right back. I'm gonna grab my notes.
Notes.
I have pages of notes.
That's cool. And some ASMR of me eating taquitos. Right close to the... Can you hear this? Crunch. Oh no. Sounds awful.
What's up?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just talking shit, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's all recorded. I know.
With myself.
I'll go back and go, that motherfucker. All right. Aloha and welcome to the PUNAtic Punk Rock Podcast. I am your bartender. Here with me is a man drinking only water tonight.
Yeah, got that Aquafina. Actually, it's tap water in the same old bottle.
El Redrado. And tonight, well, I wanted to do, for a while, there's this scene on the island with a handful of bands that's doing a very niche genre called Powerviolence. Have you heard of Powerviolence besides from me?
I've heard about Powerviolence, but I don't know what the fuck makes it Powerviolence.
Oh, we'll learn tonight. Because
I have a coworker who talks about it sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on about?
Oh, after tonight, you'll be able to school them. Because in order to talk about the local power violence scene, or the so-called 50th state power violence, I need to lay some groundwork on what the fuck power violence is. And luckily, for us, it's a Pacific Coast phenomenon. So it fits right in with my little project. I'm drawing all those around the Pacific together. Usually I try to avoid the United States because they're just so fucking huge. And like I could get lost.
Yeah, you could spend an entire podcast there on like just.
And I'm not that interested. I want music from like these little niche places across the Pacific.
Yeah.
But tonight we're talking about the biggest. Okay, not the biggest. Tokyo would actually be the biggest. Second biggest city on the Pacific Coast. Because this scene really coalesces and becomes power violence in LA. LA and San Francisco. They have like scenes that like work with each other. It's pretty cool, but the power violence sound is kind of, I don't know how you describe it. They're very short, very fast, dissonant and loud, you know, kind of like any extreme genre. But they focus a lot on really short songs with a lot of tempo changes. Just a lot of changes out the bat. It's really, when I described it in the Japanese, I described it as extreme fun. Because that's how I kind of feel about it. It's just like throw everything at the wall kind of stuff. And a lot of inspiration from them comes from a band called Siege, which was a hardcore band in Boston. And Siege is also seen as one of the great inspirations for grindcore too. So power violence and grindcore see like Siege as one of their forefathers. And so I will play a song by Siege. Siege, by the way, only ever had 20 minutes of music. And they never played outside of New England.
What?
For 20 minutes of music, never playing. They had massive influence across the world.
It wasn't about playing shows.
No, it's definitely how unique their sound was. And here I'll show you. This is off their compilation, and this is their song "Drop Dead" by Siege.
Longest minute of my life.
And that was "Drop Dead" by Siege off their 30th anniversary edition album.
Gosh, it reminds me so much of Bad Brains, actually.
Oh yeah, I
In a
kind of see
sense.
that the fun, the switchovers, and I could see that. Definitely
Like
hardcore. But,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, so fucking insane. Just they did not give a shit about, pronunciation or anything. They're just as hard, fast, and just switch it up in your face. And yeah, they only made 20 minutes of music and inspired both power violence and grindcore. uh but power violence never really concealed into a genre until it got to LA, and a number of bands formed, like making similar, but like they're different kinds of music. At the time there was no genre called power violence. They were just, this band sounds awesome, I like doing this, let's just throw shit together. And a number of great bands came from this era. You got Crossed Out, you got Man is the Bastard, No Comment, Spaz. Just these are like the core of the power violence scene in LA down there. Other bands, Neanderthal, the Capitalist Casualties, they're from San Francisco. Here, let's give a, yeah, let's play Capitalist Casualties real quick. We have 17 songs, but only like 22 minutes of song.
What?
Yeah, so many of these are less than a minute, but I think the Capitalist Casualties one is one of our longer ones at 2 minutes and 1 second. That was Violence Junkies by Capitalist Casualties. And I love that. It's definitely hardcore, but you can tell like what it took from Siege was just like the raw energy and the sound, the quick changes, and just the don't give a fuck.
I really want to read through like the lyrics for a lot of this stuff.
Oh, some of these lyrics are, I love some of these lyrics, some Powerviolence songs. You think like they sound like they're saying a lot more than they are, when really the whole song is 4 lines.
Just 4 lines and it's half
Okay,
of it's fuck you.
let's see. Let's look up. I'll look up the lyrics for the next one. Yeah, and it wasn't called Powerviolence back then. They're just doing weird shit. There's a record label, Slap a Hand Records, which we'll get to, who are signing these kind of bands, but they're also signing people like Noise for a Name and the Melvins.
Are the Melvins considered?
No, Melvins are not at all Powerviolence. They'd be considered like grunge or sludge or heavy metal, or they're hard to pin down, but they're not Powerviolence.
What Powerviolence?
And yeah, so Powerviolence, the name just came from something the lead singer of Man is the Bastard would say before his song HSMP. What does that stand for? Let me look that up. I don't know what HSMP stands for. But here's a couple songs off, because that's really short, so I'm gonna play 2 songs for you. All right. The first song is Blood Gutter.
Blood Gutter.
Blood Gutter, yeah. And the second song is HSMP.
Whatever that means.
Hell,
Horse,
shit, maggots,
pie.
piss. I don't know, but Blood Gutter. I understand what Blood Gutter is as English words anyway. And here is their song Blood Gutter, followed by HSMP. Was Blood Gutter, and this is HSMP.
This is dedicated to the Hispanic guy at our first Pico Rivera gig, December 6, 1991. Cluster! No comment! Mad pig! Capitalist casualties! Man is the bastard! West Coast Powerviolence! Let's fucking go! Kick ass! People with an angry much through the daggers and listen. Sometimes they don't wear them. Get them with the reason. They will test the man. In a joyous sort of the speaking of the desert. I am in my chest. We must always be the control. Peace is coming. Join the CHK. Love is power. Take that to the fucking bank.
People with an angry mindset, breeding their misunderstandings. Sometimes in a world of assholes, one comes forth to restore faith. There was a small man in Pico with a joyous heart and power, speaking up, we're not all different. I live in that joyous hour. We must all receive his nature. Peace is coming. Courtesy is king. Love is power. Take that to the fucking bank.
What? Where was Blood Gutter?
I can't find the lyrics to Blood Gutter, but that was...
That was HSMP?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, that was HSMP. It's far more nicer song than it sounds. It's actually quite a beautiful thought, man.
Yeah, there's like some poetry there.
All right, where am I? Page the second. In 1989, a guy named Chris Dodge opened Slap-a-Ham Records. No, Slap-a-Ham Records. That became highly influential, releasing music from bands like Crossed Out, No Comment, Infest, also Melvins, I Hate God.
Hate God is so funny.
I fucking love how they spell their name. It's EYE Hate God.
Yeah.
But in 1992, Chris Dodges and Max Wade, along with Dan Boilery, and Bolleri. Boilery.
No idea. I can't help you with that one.
No. They formed Spaz. Chris played bass and shared vocals with everyone. And they're probably one of the funniest bands. They really don't take themselves too seriously at all. And it's great. They allow themselves to just throw everything at the wall, things that wouldn't be traditionally in punk at all. And they're like, well, fuck it. We have all these fucking time changes. Let's just fucking do it. So they really incorporated that in Powerviolence. They usually start with like a sound clip. Like their whole album started with sound clips in most of their songs, and it really cemented that. In Powerviolence, you start with a sound clip or something like that.
Huh.
Not everybody, but it's really common inside Powerviolence.
It's like the lo-fi thing nowadays.
Yeah.
You put like an obscure quote from an anime, and then you throw in some like really sad beat.
They had weird songs about pizza and fucking
Okay.
the Power Rangers, which I'm going to share that one.
I mean, is it that much weirder than our music?
No, it's not. It's just they don't take themselves too seriously. Some of these bands are like really fucking angry and shit. And they're like, well, yeah, we're angry too, but you know, we like to have fun. Yeah, even and they like to take from all kinds of genres, and like later on they're Dan Boilery makes hip hop now under the name DJ Enos 1.
What's his name? DJ
Enos, EONOS. Eons. Eons.
Eonos?
Eons.
Eonis?
Eons 1.
I don't know. That's weird.
But here, let me play for you 2 songs from Spaz because it's so much fun. First, we got Spud Boy.
Spud Boy.
And after that, we'll be listening to Mighty Morphin Powerviolence.
Oh my god, I have no idea what to expect, but I think I'm gonna like it.
Oh, I think you're gonna like it too. All together, both songs, 1 minute and 46 seconds.
Wild. That's how the radio should work.
There's Spud Boy, and there is Mighty Morphin Powerviolence.
I got him.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Aquí estoy, moco. También tus amiguitos, pero no por mucho tiempo. ¿Tienen algo que decirte?
Yes, this takes up more than half the song.
Of course it does.
Era lo mismo cuando yo te visité.
You
And that was Spud Boy from Sweating from the Oldies.
What the fuck? That was great. Did not expect banjo.
No.
Did not expect to whisper.
Whisper Spud. Just like, it sticks in your memory right there. It's like, Spud. It's like, well, what song's the Spud song? Because sometimes these power violence songs, you can't differentiate one from the other. But you hear that, you go, which song was the Spud song? That was fucking awesome. Here's another song from them. This is Mighty Morphin Power Violence at a whopping 44 seconds.
Brutal. All right. Here we go.
And that was Mighty Morphin Power Violence by Spaz off the same album.
God damn it.
They could have done anything, and they made it fucking bouncy, catchy.
Yeah, I can literally see like people thrashing in the audience and doing the move where they just punch themselves in the ass to that tempo.
Power, violence. It's just so much fucking fun. Yeah. But yeah, he was in this band. What's his name? Chris Dodge or Dodges. I've heard it said Dodges. I don't know. It's not spelled Dodges unless it's French, or in which case I think it would be Dodd. I don't know. But I'm gonna call him Chris Dodge because that's what I read when I read his name. Sorry, was it from a different country? It might sound different.
Doge.
Yeah, well, he's in this band. He's also putting out records for all kinds of bands. And some great bands that came after him. Like this next one, I became one of my favorite bands just all together. Like, I mean, a lot of these bands, Spaz, become one of my favorite bands. But this
I'll
is
definitely remember them.
What's up?
So I definitely remember that.
But here's one of my favorites. Well, my favorite of that era, I think. This is Despise You off the album West Side Horizons. And their song Bullshit Reflection. And I think I really dig this. They have a male and female vocalist. And they go back and forth, and it's fucking awesome.
Okay, sick.
This is Bullshit Reflection. That was Bullshit Reflection by Despise You. I just love how catchy that is.
So back and forth.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You know, and a lot of extreme genres like beat you over the head with admittedly awesome riffs. But so many just don't get that bounce and the fun. Yeah, I really like this. Yeah, and Slap a Hand not only like restricted themselves to the American bands, they got a lot of bands from Japan,
Oh, interesting.
and including they put out one record from probably my favorite band of all time. Can you guess who that is?
Oh, I know who that is.
Do you know who that is?
I know who it is.
Go ahead.
It's goddamn Melt Banana.
Yes, it's Melt fucking Banana. Yes. Fucking love Melt Banana. They don't quite fit here. They have Powerviolence influences, but like the Melvins, they're their own thing. They're hard to pin down. They're noise, they're Powerviolence, they're grindcore, they're hardcore, they're whatever the fuck they feel like at the time. They're pop. So they're hard to pin down. So really, only one album was released on Slap a Ham Records, and I saw them. I had to shove them in here because I fucking love them. And this is a Wedge off the Melt Banana album. What was it? 11th, because they gotta have their album titles make sense. And this is the best band of all times, ladies and gentlemen. Come argue with
me. We're the
me.
best band.
I will ignore you.
All right.
This is a Wedge with an exclamation point.
Got
3,
it.
2, 1.
Does this get like way louder?
You look nervous.
I don't know if it's gonna get really loud or not. I feel like it has to explode.
It doesn't have to do anything, baby. It's Melt Banana. It could just be this little thing the whole fucking time. I might be fucking with you.
I feel like you are.
That was Melt Banana with Wedge off the 11th album released on Slap a Ham Records. Do you have anything to say, sir?
Yep, that was Melt Banana. What's the dog song?
Oh, I don't know. That was Sage's favorite. I forget that one. That was never one of my favorites. But yeah, this is Melt Banana. I would torture my friends with. They've heard much Melt Banana. Unwillingly.
How much have you just snuck into playlists in the car, taking us to band practice?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But you can see how they kind of fit in. I mean, I'm sure they saw they're on Slap a Ham Records. It's like, well, we kind of do the Powerviolence style.
But yeah, I think it definitely fits into kind of with what we're going for. It's a
Yeah,
little
lot of-
different, but like,
But they're definitely, Japanese. They fucking like with that noise rock vibe. and they have their own bounciness and things that don't quite fit into Power. Again, Melt Bananas, it's their own thing. One day I think I want to do like a beginner's guide to Melt Banana, where I go through every one of their albums and see, well, which one's the best to get into first.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a fun podcast, because then I could do a whole fucking hour of Melt Banana.
Special. The
Special
100
best podcast ever. Melt Banana whole time.
100 viewers. That's the 100 viewer special.
Yeah, but Slap-a-Hand had other Japanese bands on the label, including this one called Fuck on the Beach.
Oh.
Very straight to the point. Album is I Have Never Seen Myself. I don't know what that means. You never seen yourself in a mirror? Are you a vampire? Don't have a reflection? That's kind of cool.
Or is it supposed to be like the mirror is not a true version of yourself? It's
maybe
it's
the
a
mind self has
image.
never been realized.
You
So
can never not look at like the back of yourself.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
two
can't.
mirrors.
Well, I can see my forehead now, but normally I can't see my forehead. I don't know. That was always one of my favorite SpongeBob jokes. I'd never watched much SpongeBob, but then when Patrick was all sad and said, "Well," SpongeBob goes, "Well, what's wrong, Patrick?" "I can't see my forehead." I just cracked up. It was never a show I paid too much attention to. It was just on, and that I don't know why that struck me as so funny. But okay, we're in the Japan right now. We've got more songs from Japan because Powerviolence kind of spread across the Pacific. It's like there's a lot more Powerviolence in Pacific areas than there would be on the East Coast and in Europe. Though I'm sure there are shit tons. But like it's definitely a West Coast Japan and Indonesia. Indonesia is its own like fucking thing. We'll get to Indonesia eventually.
Okay.
I'll do a whole show on Indonesian hardcore, because holy fuck, they're awesome. But here is Fuck on the Beach with their song Too Sad to Be Alone.
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, that sounds really depressing, man.
And it's almost 2 minutes long.
It's a long song. Here it is. 3, 2, 1. that was Fuck on the Beach with Too Sad to Be Alone, which was just pounding the whole
Yeah,
way.
just a straight up hammer the
Fucking
entire time.
Awesome, though. So yeah, Japan's been making some of the best power violence in the world since it's learned of the genre.
Yeah, I wonder with like Japan's I guess punk culture, like they have a big punk scene.
Yeah,
I think even still to this day.
Yeah, and this was in the 90s, so they already had a history of like hardcore and noise punk and just noise in general.
Yeah.
So this seems like a natural evolution to what they've been doing. And they definitely add their own, like, I don't know, it's just the way they sound, the way the ferocity they go at it. It's really cool. The quintessential power violence band in Japan would probably be a band called Real Reggae.
Okay.
We're going to listen to some real reggae tonight, boys.
I had to piss off a lot of people.
They're fucking awesome. This is off the album Rig, or RIGG. Not sure if it's just meant to be said Rig or as RIGG.
All caps.
All caps. But this will be our longest song tonight at a whopping 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Jeez.
I know, it's a fucking eternity, isn't it?
This is gonna take forever.
People have been conceived in less time. This is Real Reggae with RIGG. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what real reggae sounds like.
Bro. That one drop beat was so fast.
Yeah. Dude, I pretty heavy breakdown for fucking such a fast song.
Yeah, I liked how it kind of went in for the the Tom Phil
Yeah.
like beat there for a little while, and then the slow down towards the end as it just like got choppier and
They have a lot of fun, and they're fucking heavy as fuck. Great. And I played a Power Violence band from Japan before. Do you remember?
um
When we did the
I don't remember
Japan
the name.
podcast, the Okinawa one, but didn't have enough.
Well, I probably do, but I didn't know what Power Violence was back then. So
Well, here I'm gonna play a few songs from the same band called. Let's see if I get this right this time. Gomesu no Sha Gomesu. Yeah, I think that's it. Gomesu no Sha Gomesu. Here is a song called Toxic Moral Avenger. It's a whopping 34 seconds long.
oh, 30?
All 34. Now, let's count down. 30, 27, 26.
You skipped 28, bro.
3, 2, 1. Gomesu no Sha Gomesu with their song Toxic Moral Avenger. And I think I understand why I like that song. At first, I didn't know why I liked them. But like going through the genre so far, they remind me most of Despise You. Because they have that back and forth male and female like screaming. But they're I think they're much funner than Despise You. Though Despise You could be really fun. Some of the songs they just shout in the middle, "Fuck you."
That song in particular just made me like think about how hard the drummer is going and how like kind of just normal and chill everybody else is.
No, I've seen some of their live shows and they're like all in, I'm not sure if the drummer is, but I know the lead singer, the guitarist, and the bassist are all in like mascot uniforms. So they're hot as fucking hell. But fucking awesome show. Here's another song from them, 44 seconds. Possibilities to Overcome. Straight to it. And so much fun. It really is extreme fun. Just with all the tempo changes, you could throw in all kinds of bullshit and nonsense, and it sounds awesome. I mean, this man couldn't even get through his food in the time it took for that song to pass.
Not even one bite.
Not even a bite. He's struggling to get it down so he has something to say.
I don't even know, man. Half of these songs are just over so fast. I'm like, what did I listen to again? Yeah,
some of these albums have like, let me see, the Spaz album had like I don't know, 50 songs on it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Uh,
How do you find anything?
well, it takes like 30 minutes to get through it all.
I guess so. But if you like are looking for a specific song after listening to all of it, you just have to go through 50
they
songs.
literally have 50 songs. I wasn't exaggerating. And I thought maybe it was like 40 something. No, 50 on the fucking dot. And altogether, how long would that be? Yeah, 50 songs, 45 minutes. You can get through that.
Yeah, it's like a bus trip.
Yep. And yeah, so Powerviolence found a home in Japan, but it also, like I said before, there's a huge, not only power violence scene, but like D-beat, hardcore, fucking grindcore, just all the harder fucking punk rock stuff. It's really popular in Indonesia. I mean, like, huge fucking crowds and just the hardest fucking bands. It's awesome.
So like the Japanese bands go to Indonesia?
No.
Or Indonesia has their own bands?
Indonesia has their own bands.
Gotcha.
All kinds of bands. Like I said, from all these really hardcore genres.
Interesting. I wonder how that, like, I mean, it gets around. It's music, obviously, but I wonder how, like, small places that are unexpected, like, blow up like
Well-
that. You know, like, did somebody bring an album and they were just like, "This is amazing," and then they found everything else, or like,
Yeah, probably, but it has to resonate with them for them to want to like
that's true.
get back to it. And I think punk always kind of resonates with the downtrodden, like victims of capitalism, because that's what it expresses. It expresses the pain and suffering and living in a capitalist society, whether it be direct violence or just living day to day as a wage slave. And so that, I think that resonates with everybody, and especially in like Southeast Asia and these third world countries who listen to some punk rock, like the Philippines and Indonesia, who are just exploited day in and day out. Like we in the West, we are exploited, but not nearly to the degree some of these like Latin America or South America,
geez.
India.
Literally any other country.
But you know, and there's like a huge scene of punks in Indonesia. I mean, if I were to guess, there'd be a successful, long-lasting anarchist revolution anywhere, it would be some small island in Indonesia taken over by a bunch of punks, and it would be fucking awesome.
It's so wild.
That's my prediction.
Punk rock will power violence will incite.
Punk rock, they have a huge, like, they like all kinds of punk rock, but it seems like they really like the really heavier stuff, like power violence, like D-beat, crust punk. Here's a band that mixes kind of a sludge metal, crust punk, and power violence together. This is a band called Caveman from Indonesia,
Caveman.
off the album Senseless.
Yeah,
was Desolate by Caveman off their album Senseless. All the way from Manden, Indonesia, on the island of Sumatra.
I want to know how they figured out how to do that tempo shift together. Because it wasn't like it's not just doubling the speed. It's like increasing by like 60% or something like that. You're going by like an arbitrary, you're just like, and here's an arbitrarily different speed. Like, so brutal.
Imagine
And then I also love the vocals at the end.
Oh yeah, fucking A.
The real just like, grit it through your teeth, eat cookie.
Oh, so fucking heavy. It's in your face. But yeah, not only Indonesia, but like the Philippines has their own like large power violence scene. But you know, the Philippines is an island group of I don't know how many millions. It's no surprise they would have like a rather large group of any genre. But specifically, power violence seems to be one of them. Here is a band, a fucking awesome band. They mix like power violence with noise and a bit of grindcore. This is called Flatbush.
Flatbush.
With their song U.S. Troops Out Now.
Mm.
Kind of straight to the point there.
Yeah, a little on the nose there.
That's all right. That's okay. All right, here we go. Flatbush, Strategic Offensive in 3, 2, 1.
It was fun. It was all over the place. It was really goofy. I like
Yeah,
that.
it was. And then, U.S. are terrorists and rapists.
Jeez. Not wrong.
Yeah. Though I lied. They're not from the Philippines. They're from L.A. But the lead singer, their parents moved to LA from the Philippines when he was like, I don't know, like in the early 90s. And it makes it sound like from what he talks about his past in the Philippines, it sounds like they're part of a communist guerrilla group who was chased out, found refuge in the United States.
Like the family, like his parents were?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's what it sounds like. I'm not quite sure. He talks about, well, when I was younger, I remember the marches and the flags and marching through jungles. He doesn't quite say it, but it sounds like that. Like his parents were part of a communist guerrilla group who had to flee, and so now he makes power violence in LA. Very communist, very like power violence, like angry tanky sometimes. But that's all right. I only hate tankies when their logic is circular.
Wait, what are you talking about? Tankies?
No, they're communists who stand for Stalin and what they call Marxist Lenin and Maoism, but they really get. I don't want to. Fuck. How do I?
You don't have to get into it. I get it now.
All right, there's Marxist Leninists,
Right.
who like do a philosophical like alignment with Stalin and his beliefs and Mao, and tankies are like that, but they also like continue to just regurgitate state propaganda from like Russia and China. It's really annoying.
It's like
I used to do like be in all kinds of these political discussion groups. There'd be always some annoying tanky denying that the Tiananmen Square massacre exists, and I would show him pictures of said massacre until he shut the fuck up.
Jesus.
It gets me mad. I know people who had to flee from the massacre. Like, it just really fucking annoys me.
I see. So like basically the brainwashed.
Yeah.
Of the
They're
communists.
communists in name only, like whatever the state propaganda describes as communism. There are principled communists and even principled Marxist Leninists. Tankies are not principled, is probably what I would call them. But anyway, my rant with tankies done. I guess I described this guy as tanky. He kind of is, but it's like might just be a Marxist Leninist who I find I could agree to disagree with.
Okay, that's fair.
Uh,
I'd never heard that term before, so.
yeah, it's if you ever deal in leftist circles, especially online, you might hear that term.
Gotcha.
But enough seriousness. Let's go to Australia. They have their own power violence, but of course they do. They're like Anglo-American colony, so they copy whatever. Also, a lot of West Coast surfer culture probably brought it over.
Yeah, big punk rock.
But they, I found a band. I didn't know what I was looking for in Australia, but I saw this cover and I thought, yeah, I'm tired of all seriousness. You've heard of Megadeth, right?
Of course.
You've heard of Napalm Death.
Of course.
Have you heard of Akira Death?
The what?
Akira Death?
Akira Death?
Yeah.
I want to say no.
That's because you're not cool. Only cool people know
that's
of
true.
Akira Death.
Wait, is that one band that
Yes, it
you
is.
listen to? God damn it! It was just fucking horrendous. Like, it's just white noise is what it sounds like.
It's anime techno hell, and I love it. But this is none of that. This is Pizza Death
Pizza Death.
with their album Slice of Death
Not
and
slice
their
of life.
song Pizza Apocalypse.
God damn it.
Because I'm tired of seriousness. Let's get fucking silly.
Yeah.
This is Pizza Apocalypse by Pizza Death. That was Pizza Apocalypse by Pizza Death. And you know, I like that so much. I'm gonna put another song, not even planned, but I'm gonna put another song of them by in here. This is Rise of the Anchovy.
What kind of pizza you guys want?
Yeah. We'll have one with everything but anchovies and one with my all-time favorite topping, anchovies.
Anchovies fucking rule.
You put anchovies on this thing and you're in big trouble, okay?
And they have a whole 20 songs of pizza related music here. In fact, their whole band is based around pizza with the name Pizza Death. I wonder how far they could go. They have other songs called, you know, Mozzarella Massacre, Marinara Arsonist, Death by Garlic Bread, Pizza Face Huggers, Extra Cheese Won't Stop the Disease, but it couldn't hurt.
That's amazing.
And the cover is awesome. It's just a slice of pizza with arms and legs like Godzilla over a city. It's just melting in the wet. And I was like, I try to think of this like what's the anatomy of this creature I'm looking at right now? Because it is melting. It is a very cheesy creature. So whatever it is, it's like kind of like a slime on the outside of its actual body, which is just the bread, which is like literally just a slice thing. It has eyes and a mouth, but like,
It's like
the physics and anatomy baffle me.
It's like an Iron Maiden cover.
But yes, that was Pizza Death with Pizza Apocalypse and the Rise of the Anchovy.
You said something about pretzels falling from the sky.
Oh, red sauce falling from the sky. That's
Red sauce? Sound like okay, that sounds like pretzels. Red sauce, pretzel.
Red sauce falling from the sky. It's a pizza apocalypse. It's so much fun. But let's go back. Let's go back to Powerviolence's origin. So, okay, let's go back to Powerviolence's origins. As I find my notes again. Let's go back to LA, where there's been a few developments. A few, like, for one thing, Powerviolence has always been like a really, really niche genre. Like, not even metalheads or a lot of punks listen to this. It's too heavy for most punks. Not metal enough for most metalheads. Too crazy for anybody else to want to get into it.
So you have to like, you really have to embrace this because it's different.
But like when a Powerviolence album broke into not the hundreds, but the 200s in the US charts, people go, what the fuck's a Powerviolence album doing here? I think it hit 127 in the US 200 billboards. Band called Nails. And they're heavy as fuck, man.
Nails.
They have like multiple albums out. I think they're probably boosted by Anthony Fantano talking about them and a few other albums. But they're just in your face. And just some of the best Powerviolence there is. And and like the local billboards, the LA metal billboard, so really niche. They were number one. LA Weekly Metal Album in 2016. They were number one. 12th in the Rolling Stones metal chart.
This with just this really extreme style.
Yeah, just this style that's always been too niche for anybody. This is Nails with "You Will Never Be One of Us."
You will never be one of us. You will never be one of us. You will never be one of us. You will never be one of us.
You Will Never Be One of Us by Nails. From the album You'll Never Be One of Us. And I think I know why that got so high. It's because it's fucking anthemic, man. I just want you to sing along. You will never be one of us.
Man.
And that's just so fucking brutal with
Would you say that the like sort of lo-fi sound is kind of like a part of this, like that lower fidelity? Not the lo-fi thing, but low fidelity.
Not necessarily. I think for the most part the early sound sounded like that because that's what they could record with. And
yeah, okay.
And Nails has like higher production value because it's what they can. And I don't think anybody faults, well, maybe, I don't know. But being able to do with what you can has always been. And they could do more, so it sounds better.
Because I know like certain, especially like metal genres and stuff, like
black metal, like...
Yeah, like it's supposed to sound like hissy and...
Yeah, and you know, if that's just sound, that's fine.
Yeah.
I
was just wondering if it's like an aesthetic thing like that.
I'm sure for some bands. But I don't think it's necessarily true for Powerviolence.
I do think that kind of sound does aid to like the more live feel also, though.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was squeaky clean, it would be, I don't know, a lot different. I think wouldn't have the same impact.
Yeah, I could imagine seeing this live, just instant brutal mosh. People getting hurt.
People get definitely getting hurt. Because I feel like there's definitely that part of the fan base that is just like power violence. Let's be
Yeah.
violent, you know.
They do that. Some do that. I think it's a really stupid way of dancing.
That's
Whereas-
like that's a pretty common thing in like the pit anyway. It's just to like get fucking crazy, but
yeah, but
people do
throwing
get knocked
kicks and
out all the time.
punches and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I never thought that was cool because I thought the pit to me was always more of a communal experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want like to be a part of a fucking
Well, it's always the pit assholes that go in there and just fucking
yeah.
start decking people. We're like flailing really fucking hard.
Yeah, I never
Accidentally.
understood that. It just seems selfish. Take up the whole fucking space to yourself, man. I want to get
Pretty
in
much.
there, push you over. I don't mind being pushed around and shit, even thrown sometimes. But it's all known that bodies, usually soften blows, not throwing punches or kicking anybody.
Yeah, I got like kicked in the ear at a concert,
Oh fuck.
like from a crowd surfer. He just like came up from behind me, so I didn't even fucking see anything
that's kind
coming.
of excusable too. He didn't mean to kick you. He wasn't going around like trying to be a fucking ninja on the dance floor.
No, but my fucking ear was sore for like a week.
Ow.
Sick concert though.
Who was it?
Chan,
Chan. I
math
forget
rock
that name.
group.
Oh, I've heard that name around. Yeah,
Yeah, me and Sage talk about them a lot.
heard they're like really
They just shred. It's like all instrumental. There's not a lot of lyrics.
yeah. I think that's why I couldn't get into it.
And the drummer is just fucking insane. Yeah, I have a hard time listening to instrumental stuff sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, I
need a hook, man.
need vocalists now.
I don't know,
I used to just listen.
like-
Sorry.
I always found like a vocalist paint a picture that you could grab onto, whereas you could paint a picture with music. It's just itself, but it's kind of more abstract, and it's harder to grab
Yeah.
onto. I mean, you can, and people do, and people find it beautiful, and I'm not like saying there's anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah, and like guitars for the most part, like at least tonally kind of sound similar
Mhm.
for the most part. Whereas like people, I guess, can just have different sounds, like you learn to speak a certain way and then, you speak lower, you speak higher, you have more of a nasally timbre, you're more throaty, you're super clean, maybe you got like a lot of rasp. Like every single person is so different. And it's not that the instrumentalists aren't either, but I feel like the vocalist definitely stands out immediately first. Like, oh, he's got a quirky voice. I like that.
Well, let's bring it to our last group of the day. Last
All
one.
right.
18th song. 18th song, 23 minutes. And this band has become definitely one of my favorite this is my favorite power violence band now. And they have become like at least top 15 punk bands right now. Though, I don't know, maybe top 20. I have a lot of favorite punk bands. But this is reaching the top of my lists. This is a band called Zulu from Los Angeles, and they're an all-black band. And power violence, its origins has always been kind of like LA, the gang culture, graffiti, hip-hop, skateboarding, like just kind of the rugged urbanism of California really shaped power violence. And so it's kind of a natural fit in many ways to infuse black culture and experience with power violence. and this band Zulu really wanted to try exemplify that, and they even like coined their term Black Power Violence, which I like as a term. You know, is Black Power, but Black Power Violence.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and their concerts they try to get like all the black people up, make sure they could get up, see everything first. They're not out of the show or anything, and they're really trying to like push black people getting into punk, having fun at shows, getting into
Yeah.
punk, just being included, which they always should be, always should have been. It's just it's hard. Punk has been a majority white thing forever, and sometimes you need bands to come and say, hey, I know you guys like this, come on up here, don't be shy. Everybody should be included. And he says, like, we call ourselves a Black Power Violence because people notice that we're an all black band. They don't see that with all white bands. Nobody says that's the white band. And with them, they get, we're the Black Power Violence band. They kind of
So they're almost like being drawn into a different realm for it as like a different genre and its own.
But they're so fucking awesome. They blend a lot of the culture and with it, like they kind of got it like. Here, let's listen to it. This is straight from the Tribe of the Moon, from the album My People, Hold On. Straight from the Tribe of the Moon by Zulu. What'd you think of that? He's bobbing his head, but he's not making a sound. And this is an audio medium. So he's basically giving me the silent treatment.
Trying to gather my thoughts. I wasn't ready for that question right off the bat.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, from like just like a sonic sound space, like that fits right in. I don't know why genreification needs to diversify things so much.
Well, sometimes genreification allows people to associate and let, again, it's more of a consumer thing,
Right.
Like anarcho-punk, it's hardcore, it's punk, it's crust punk, it's all kinds, it's folk punk, but anarcho-punk is a way of like classifying, well, these bands specifically intentionally give you anarchist perspective, and where I guess Black Power Violence, you say like, this would give specifically a black perspective on the way the world is seen and like way
okay,
my community is faced. Let's let me see if I could find the lyrics to this song. Sit back. Now what do you see? The same as we, so what we're gonna do. Face facts, there's nothing new. I'm stuck in this zoo. How could you live with open eyes and not see what they're doing to me? Torture, torment, hatred. All these things Can't you see? This is my nightmare.
Damn.
It's fucking intense, and fucking awesome lyricist and just poets. Just some great poetry in Power Violence. You wouldn't expect it.
You don't expect it, and you definitely can't hear it all the time, at least.
But yeah, that was our exploration, our starter. Do you feel more educated on the genre? Like, what? Give me your thoughts of the genre so far. As you know
Yeah,
it
so Power Violence, from what I understand,
now. Yes, give me a summary of what you've learned.
is it's kind of like an amalgamation of just all of the most super fast and technical aspects of like thrash and hardcore punk and like all of that other stuff, and then just cramming it all into like one 60-second package, you know? It's like all of like the rigorous physical demand just being crammed into like 60 seconds.
Yep.
I don't know. That's what I've kind of got out of that. Is it's
Have there
it's
been
really
any-
its own thing, but it's all over the place.
It is all over the place. I like to, when I first like hear it, it reminds me of kind of like a monster set loose in Hollywood, just really fast, destroying crazy, just no boundaries, is insanity. Kind
It's
of like a
like-
Looney Tunes monster.
Power Violence. How is it described on the internet? Power Violence is an extremely dissonant and fast subgenre of hardcore punk which is closely related to thrashcore and grindcore, in contrast with grindcore, which is a crossover idiom containing musical aspects of heavy metal. Power Violence is just an augmentation of the most challenging qualities of hardcore punk.
So there's been a lot of fusion.
Oh yeah, it has a lot of stylistic origins and parental genres. It's like a bunch of things that it's like stems from.
Yeah, and a lot of people, again, Siege, band never released more than 20 minutes of music. I think we played 21 minutes of music, influenced by them. So, was there any standout bands that I showed you?
I mean, aside from Nails just being like absolute chaos. Big shout out to Melt Banana, of course. What was that Japanese band?
Which one? Fuck on the Beach or Real Reggae? Or Gomesu Nisha Gomesu?
No, I think it might have been Fuck on the Beach. Oh, as well as, of course, Pizza Death.
Yeah, like Pizza Death. Gomesu no Sha Gomesu.
And Spud.
Spud, Spaz, Mighty Morphin Power Violence. Well, happy to introduce you to new bands, and now hopefully when I do cover the Power Violence scene in the islands, I will have laid the groundwork for what the fuck Power Violence is, its stylistic origins. Do you think I did an okay job at doing that tonight?
I think so. I kind of liked how you took some influence from other places, like its origin, I guess, so that you could kind of shed some light on how it kind of exists and what it's supposed to be, I guess.
Yeah, well, I've found it odd. Like, there's all kinds of metal genres and like extreme genres. And power violence seem to have like niche things. Like it's not as popular in Europe as it is in Japan or Indonesia or the Philippines or even China. It really is like a Pacific phenomenon, uh, which I thought this goes great with my podcast. I mean, there's all kinds of power violence bands across the world, but there seems to be a concentration. Again, LA, Japan, Indonesia.
It'd be like the coolest tour.
Dude, I would love to just do a whole tour up and down like Asia, starting from New Zealand to Australia, go Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, Korea, North Korea, Japan. Would have liked to do Russia. I guess I'm going North Korea. I could do Russia too. That'd be
That's not
my
off the
dream
table.
tour. And then, or down the opposite way, and then go to all the little tiny islands, and then back to Hawaii. That would be my dream tour. And I'd like to bring all my favorite bands along with me. I would need a lot of money for that, and it would cause chaos wherever we went because I'd like at least 140 bands. Bare minimum. Won't accept anything less. We'll definitely accept more. But anyway, that was our show for tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Reshredderator, for being on this journey with me and letting me
Thank
take
you.
Mahalo nui loa, and good night.